Hello, hello, everybody. It is me, Karen Maloney. I'm back with another podcast, the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast. A little bit hoarse. I was doing a lot of talking yesterday, but it's been a while. It's been a while, and I'm here on video as well. I can't even remember the last podcast I recorded, but I think it was around the time of the passing of my friend. And there's been a lot. I've been in a space. That's the way I describe it. I've been in a space since then, a space that wasn't a pause. It's never a pause because life is always happening. But this kind of space of complete presence, openness, and not much thought happening, even though there are always thoughts, but it really just felt so trusting, a space of complete surrender, a space of complete allowing, a space of complete willingness to be shown and have things drop in versus overthinking. Anyway, that's kind of what's been happening, but that has shifted now, and there's more. Not that there wasn't spark or energy or excitement, but clarity. I suppose there's more clarity coming now, and I feel this energy to move. And I shared a call with an incredible business partner yesterday called Return to Your Original Light on Lionsgate, and we're planning on doing more. And that was kind of a step as well in the direction and truth and light that wants to express through me. Like, again, none of this show is about Karen. It's actually the spirit show, the spirit that is moving and existing through Karen. But Karen, the human I have to move out of my own fear and limitations and worries, and especially what will other people think. That is a big thing for my whole life that has held me back, wondering and worrying how other people will perceive me, think of me, and all these kind of things. So, what dropped in this morning that was really, really powerful is again something that I've touched on before and spoken about. But again, when we're on this journey, when we're in this growth and curiosity and just exploring who and what we are, things hit on an even deeper level. The more we embody something, the truer it becomes, and the more we can see it through different layers and lenses and perspectives. And what dropped in this morning was this idea around, and I'm sure many of you, especially in the kind of healing wellness world, you might have heard that our voice, your voice, is the most healing tool. It is one of the most healing tools. And it ties in to the power of our word and meaning, and how nothing can truly affect us unless we allow it, and all these different things that I've touched on, other people have touched on before. But another layer dropped in for me today, and that was around this cocoon. I- How do I word it? Seen from another angle, a truth again of how we all kind of live in this void. We all live in this inner space, this inner void that, again, we're not conscious of, especially because to be really conscious of this space, you need your biology, you need your nervous system. You cannot live in survival or have it hijacked from past emotions and traumas, whether known or unknown. But we're living in a void. We're speaking into nothingness, and everyone is in their own little bubble and void. And when you are in that space, it's like with a knock at the door. So, what was I saying? When we're in that space, when, whether there's someone in front of us or not, we are having a conversation with them, but ultimately we are speaking into a nothingness. We are having a conversation with ourselves. Our word, our word holds supreme in our void, which the void again is full of potential and everything. This is something Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about all the time, and unified physics has shown that empty space is not empty. It is full, absolutely more full of energy and potential than we could ever imagine. So we're speaking into this, and our word holds true. It reigns true. And this is why also, again, this saying that nothing has anything to do with any of us, or what someone says cannot affect us unless we allow it, because thinking of us all being in an individual universal void, walking around in this little cocoon, but we're facing each other. We obviously don't see this. This is in the intangible, but someone is speaking to me. So they are speaking into their own void. More than anything, they're speaking to themselves. But what happens? So they are speaking to me, they're sharing something. There is a space in between what they say. And again, there's no way for what they say to penetrate into my void except through my own filtering, except through my own mind, except through my own inner thoughts, my own inner voice, my own inner interpretation of what they are saying, except the meaning that I am giving to what they are saying. And that meaning that I give to anything, the context that I give to anything, that any of us give to anything, is based off of our own experiences, is based off of our own internal world. And this just became so much more like apparent and obvious this morning again when it dropped in. And this is why we are supreme beings. This is why we hold the ultimate power over our own internal world, our void, our potential, our possibility, because it is our word, it is our voice, it is our meaning, it is our thoughts, it is our inner voice, not even what we're saying out loud, our inner voice. And it's that inner voice sometimes that people don't look at. We can become more conscious of what we're saying out loud, but it's that inner voice, those pesky little thoughts as well. They are as powerful. And that is what is reigning supreme in our life, creating our life. But that is where all our power is as well. And this is why life starts from the inside out. We are the creators of our life, because no matter what someone says, it always has to go through our own filter. There is always that space, there is always that pause, and vice versa. When we say something to someone else, we are saying it from, our perspective, what we wish to share, but that's why things are often misconstrued as well, because what we say goes through the filters of someone else. They will interpret it through their own inner world, their own inner thoughts, their own inner voice. And that is why everything comes down to, again, the relationship with ourselves, our intentionality, no matter how it is construed, understood, misunderstood, taken in the world, us getting really honest, clear, transparent, aligned, congruent, coherent with ourselves. And like I say, in order to do that, we need our biology. We need our nervous system. Like the talk I shared yesterday, when there is distortion in our inner field, that distorts our thoughts, our thinking, our intention. And until we get that aligned, that is when we become a clear channel. That is when we can stand in the solidness and groundedness and congruence of our truth. without being knocked off kilter, without being or getting caught in the feeling. Another big one for me my whole life, being misunderstood. I used to think, people never got me. And that was a huge wound, imprint for me as well of being misunderstood. And it's often why I held back because I didn't want my words misconstrued. Whereas now, again, it's that truth. It doesn't really matter because no matter what you're saying, people will interpret it different ways anyway. That's why it's more important that you know where you're coming from, that you are congruent, that you are aligned, that you are speaking from that place within yourself because it's resonating in your world and void more than anything. And this is where these tools and technologies from Lumavita as well have helped me and are helping humanity. As I shared in the talk yesterday, hydrogen is primordial. It is before all of this existed, and it is potent in clearing the distortion because the body has the intelligence, our nervous system knows what to do. We actually know how to be in alignment. But when our nervous system is hijacked, it seems like the scariest thing in the world. So we have to reclaim that for ourselves in the first place. And that's what these technologies help us do, is to reclaim our biology, to return to our original soul frequency, to bring us back to source within so we can move, speak, express, shine, be, radiate from that space. And that's what the world, humanity, and it's what we came here to do, be divine humans, not scared humans, not lack humans in lack or robots or what's the word? I could see an image, the word's not coming, like mannequins or copycats of each other and just like half dead, half alive. And like I shared yesterday in the call, I don't believe there's any such thing as coincidence. And these technologies and tools are coming to us now as a humanity for a reason as well. So that's just something that landed that I was like, oh, I'm going to record a podcast on this. That space again of getting sovereignty over yourself, over your inner world, over your word, over your thoughts, over your energy, over your ability to create context and meaning that works for you, that serves you, no matter what is being fed at you. And again, everything is just a mirror and a reflection, and everything is an opportunity to learn something about ourselves because everything shows something about our own way of thinking and the meaning and the context that we are giving to things. And when we have that awareness and that ability to view things in that way, well, then we can change things. We can change the meaning. And that's growth, that's evolution, and that's our complete power. That's where all our power lies. And something else popped in there. Oh, yeah, I used to, like in my coaching, I often shared with many, many clients this game that I started playing with myself and still do sometimes because I was so limited in my language. I know people see me now and how I speak and often comment of how kind of eloquent I am. This is not who I was. I mean, deep down, yes, this is always who I was, but I didn't live from this space. I didn't have the nervous system. I was silent. I was shut down. I couldn't share. If I had to share, I would be all red. I couldn't think in the moment. I spoke a million miles a minute because I didn't allow myself the pause to allow information to come in. A million and one things. So I started, and we kind of lull ourselves to sleep with our word as well. Like we were going through life all day, every day, like automatically on autopilot, asking the same questions of people, having the same responses, even without even thinking. So I started playing a game with myself that I was going to respond and answer a question differently every single time. So, whether someone's like, especially in Ireland, it's like, hey, how are you? Grand, yeah, I'm fine. How are things? Da 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 da. Da. I'd be like, I just throw out a random word. I'm like, oh, fantastic or fabulous. Just trying to mix it up, which seems so trivial, but it actually expanded so much for me. One, my vocabulary. Two, made me more present. And three, made it more fun. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm boring myself to sleep here with my own responses. So it made it more fun. And it made it fun to see people's reactions as well, because they're like, oh, kind of caught off guard. So it's like a little game I played. And not a game at someone else's expense, a game for myself to, again, be more conscious of my word and have more fun with my word, my language, and intent, and in turn, my energy and my presence. And it's a really great, fun game. And it became even more fun of just saying the most random things sometimes because it just changes the whole energy and whatnot. But anyway, that's something to maybe ponder. I don't know why it's coming through to be shared, but again, just this awareness that no matter what someone says, no matter what we say, there is a space. Who it was it Viktor Frankl who said between the stimulus and the response, there's a space. And I mean, so many different religions, ancient wisdom, traditions, texts talk about this space and this pause. But that really is, and years ago I could not find it. I was like, there is no space. My mind went a million miles an hour. Whereas now I see it even, it's like that space stretches. The more your nervous system feels safe in the present moment, the more you notice that space and it stretches. And again, you can notice the filtering of your own mind, your own inner voice of how you are interpreting things, which again is all your power. And again, change it. Keep what works, leave what doesn't. This is the magic and mystery of life and the power that we hold. And I was shown this before in an ayahuasca ceremony, how we are literally just speaking into nothing, that it is only me here in my reality and you in your reality. And I didn't understand that when I saw that vision. It was actually quite lonely. It felt like this existential loneliness of going, what? There's nobody really here? Like it's just me. And that's true. But in the sense of in our own inner void. So that's why your void is your, it's all yours. You put in it, you say you fill it with what you want, but we need our body, we need our biology to be able to be present, grounded, congruent in order to play with our void, have fun with our void, and in turn, our reality. So let me know if something of this lands. I am definitely coming from a very different space internally, and maybe I'll share. I don't know if I shared some of that story from Portugal as well, and my crying for hours. But yeah, something deep has shifted that I don't even know what it is. But within me, I just, like I shared that kind of pause, that total trust and surrender, and without hurry or jitters. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it's quite spectacular. It's nice to share with you again. As always, reach out if you want to know about these technologies, these incredible tools from Lumavite that really their vehicle. It is not about a product or a company per se. It's about you. It's about you and your biology. It's about me and my biology. And these are the divine tools that are coming through, that are landing right in front of you if you are seeing this and inviting you to step into another way of knowing yourself that is more truly you, you in your highest truth than maybe you've ever known. or experienced so far in this life. That's certainly been my experience. And yes, they're a divine gift, and I'm so grateful. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out, KarenMaloney.com or Instagram at Karen Maloney with an underscore after the Y. Talk to you soon. Bye.